Hey, welcome to How to Fix It Workshop. My name is Josh, and in this video I'm going to do something a little different than what we normally do on this channel. Normally we're fixing something or we're building something, but in this video I'm going to focus on this house that's right behind me. This is a $35,000 investment property that I purchased with the intentions of doing a light renovation and then renting for long term. This house was purchased through a short sale, and immediately I got about probably at least $10,000 in equity, if not more, because the house, like I said, was going through a short sale. There was a little bit of negotiation, but I was able to get it under market value, which in the area that I'm in here probably would be worth, if it's in good shape and rehabbed, it's probably worth somewhere around $70,000. But in the condition that it's in, it was probably still worth probably $50,000 to $55,000. So it's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, about 1,200 square feet. It's right off the interstate in a pretty decent area. The houses around here, the neighborhood is fairly safe, and houses are pretty well taken care of. It is across the street from a brand new YMCA, and there's a really large park that's nearby. There's also a shopping center that's maybe a half a mile or so down the road, with grocery stores, hardware stores, basically anything you need. So it's a pretty good location. But I'd like to walk through and take you on a look around. I wish I would have started this probably a couple of months ago, because the rehab on the inside has already started, and I'm doing most of it myself with my wife. But I thought it would be fun to start documenting it. I wish I would have documented it from day one, but I'm gonna start documenting now, and hopefully it'll be interesting, and let me know if you have any questions. Alright, so like I said, it is a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, about 1,200 square feet, 2 stories. This lower level here consists of this living room, which has got some cool features to it. It has these built-in bookcases on either side. The walls were this color when we bought it, this gray color, which is pretty popular now, and we're gonna basically just touch up and leave this room as is. Not going to change the paint color. We did rip up all the carpet. It had some older carpet in it that was well past its lifetime, and so we're going to spend some time cleaning up this floor, probably sand it down, refinish it. So this room is the living room. It's about 15 by 15, and then we walk in here, which this room would be considered the dining room. And it's about the same size. Right now there's all of the cabinets are on the inside here because we ripped them out of the kitchen. Like I said, I wish we would have started documenting this project from the very beginning, but this is where we are now. We took all the cabinets out of the kitchen. The kitchen's pretty much demoed down just to the walls, and what we plan to do is refinish all these kitchens right now, or all these cabinets. Right now they're this old oak color, and what we'd like to do is probably paint them a dark gray. Not a whole lot of work that's going to be done to this room. It's in pretty good shape. The walls are all in good shape. These columns look really nice, looking back into the living room there. And then again, the floor is this old hardwood floor. I'm not sure if this is pine or oak. I believe it's oak. We're going to be refinishing these and giving them a nice, clean, fresh look. And then, so we walk through, I think this house was actually built, it says it was built in 1890, so it's 130 years old, but I know that it's had some additions over the years, and this is probably one of the additions, unless this is part of the original house. But this is the kitchen, and we demoed this all the way down to basically the studs, but it has the old plaster walls that were behind some drywall, and then it had this bump out bulkhead that was up top here that we took out, and then all the cabinets. Everything was basically on one wall, stove, refrigerator, and everything. But we wanted to add a dishwasher, so we're going to work on moving some of the plumbing around just a little bit. It's got an old vinyl floor. We're planning on putting in some plank, laminate plank vinyl flooring in the kitchen here. Nice thing is it came with all of the appliances, so the stove and refrigerator were here, and this room over here is a nice pantry, very big pantry. Don't have a light in there, but lots of shelf, lots of space. One thing I did consider doing, which would be a lot more expensive, is putting in a half bath in this room, but then it'd probably be nice to have, but it's just a little too expensive at this time. We're gonna leave all the walls white in here and paint the cabinets that dark, probably like a dark gray color. Hopefully that'll turn out pretty nice. And then outside, it has a small backyard of the house. It also has a nice, really large garage in the back that is about 30 feet long and 20 feet wide. And a nice covered patio area right outside this back door. I'm not going to walk around out there too much right now because it's raining. So then coming around back out of the kitchen through the dining room, we'll walk up the stairs. So the stairway, it has pretty high ceilings. I think these are like 10-foot ceilings throughout. As we get up the stairs, you can see some of the additional demo work that we've done is ripping up some of the carpet. The carpet in the hallway was in pretty rough shape. And then here's one of the bedrooms. Pretty nice size bedroom in here. This is like 15 feet wide and about 10 feet deep. One thing about this room that's kind of weird is that somebody came in and took out the small closet. So I'm going to build that back in, probably in the same footprint that's existing right there, which is about 4 feet wide and about 2 feet deep, just a small closet for a bedroom. So this, I guess, would be considered one of the extra bedrooms, not necessarily the master bedroom, although there's not a master bedroom that would have a bathroom. But here's a shot of the view from outside. It's not too bad of a view. There's the interstates right out through the front of the house here. And then as we walk through back out into the hallway, here's another bedroom. This bedroom's a little bit smaller. It's more like 10 by 10 or 10 by 12, and it has a nice sized closet with 2 levels that's kind of built in there. That's pretty nice. This room we don't really have to do anything with at all. The paint is in really good shape. There's blinds on the window. There's this little shelf here. The HVAC system for the upstairs is in the attic. There's a furnace, and then out on the roof there's an air conditioner. And here we are walking down the hallway. It's a very narrow hallway. That's one kind of bad thing about this old house, and it's in not a whole lot we can do about it, but the hallway is only about like 2 feet wide. And then here we are to the bathroom, where we're going to spend a little bit more money. We hope to do this whole rehab for probably no more than less than $10,000. We want to be well under $10,000, but we started doing some demo work in the bathroom here. Had some old tile on these walls, and it was not really ceramic tile. It was like a plastic tile that we were able to just basically knock off the wall. We're going to come back and skim coat that and return it into more of a drywall look. Decent tub, needs a little bit of repair work here at the downspout, but shower is in relatively decent shape. There's no holes or anything in the tub. Tub's in pretty good shape. There's a toilet, and then the vanity. The vanity's really small, and there's an odd situation going on right here where the water is coming out of the water lines are coming out of the wall back here, and then going into the side of the vanity. I'm going to see if I can do something to improve that so that it doesn't look just so, I don't know, amateur DIY or whatever you want to call it. I'm hoping that maybe I can go under the floor here and take the supply lines and the waste line and put them into the floor, into the stack that's back there. We're also going to tear off the rest of this old paneling and then just try to clean up these walls. We did pull out this old mirror here and medicine cabinet from this spot, and found the old chimney, which is kind of cool because it has the bricks behind there, but really there's not a whole lot we can do with that. We were hoping that maybe there would be some hollow spots in the wall back here that we could run the water lines, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So we are going to replace the vanity and probably leave the toilet as is, leave the tub, just kind of freshen the walls up, freshen up, some of the towel bar and things like that. Maybe put a new door in here too. This is one of the only doors that's a single panel wood door, whereas the rest are white 6-panel doors. A little bit of a landing, I guess, spot here. Kind of a wasted space, I guess, but there was this cabinet here that came with the house that I think somebody had in that spot out there. So we're just going to move that cabinet back out there once we put in the floor, and we're going to do that same vinyl plank flooring throughout the hallway and then into the bathroom. So then this, I guess, is the bigger bedroom, although it's probably about the same size as the bedroom up front, but it has more of a walk-in closet. It's kind of a roughed-in DIY kind of closet. Small door here, and then it has some spots for hanging clothes on some old-fashioned bars. And then there's a little bit of work that needs to be done up here. I think at one time this ceiling leaked because this part of the house, this room has a flat roof up above, and I had the roof in this room, or for this part of the house, replaced. So the front 2/3 of the house is on a peaked roof, and then this back half, or back third, is flat. So this was redone a couple of months ago, and we don't see any leaks. We see some signs of maybe some past leaks, like up above this window here. There's a little bit of kind of a mildew, or I don't think it's mold. I think it's just like some staining that has happened, and there's some dust and stuff up there, so it just needs to be cleaned up. But maybe a little bit of paint work and a little bit of touch up in this room with the walls. I believe this part of the house was original because it has like the old plaster walls and plaster ceilings and everything like that. And it's also got some waves to it. Unfortunately, the floor kind of slopes. Just in this area of the house, there's some changes in elevation with the floor. But this carpet's in pretty good shape. The carpet in all 3 bedrooms we're going to leave as is for right now. These are some toys that were left behind that my boys found and were playing with. And then there's some random supplies that were left behind that from the previous owner that we're trying to find some use for. And that's about it. Upstairs, the basement. Let's walk all the way down to the basement here. Really old tile flooring here. Kind of cool. Basement's a little bit creepy, I guess. It's a little dirty and it's damp. There's a dehumidifier that was left behind, which is kind of cool. There's a furnace down here, so the bottom half of the house is heated by a separate furnace, and this furnace down here is gas, whereas the furnace up on the second floor is electric. And then this is the foundation, so it's an old limestone foundation. It's not in perfect shape. It's had some work done in the past. It looks a little rough in places. It's had some patchwork. You can see bricks in certain areas that have been used, I guess, as filler, like whatever they had on hand at the time. With this house being 130 years old, I assume that maybe, you know, this part of the basement was maybe just used as like a cellar or something like that. And this, right now, we're underneath the dining room. All the ductwork here goes through. I can't really see back there right now, but the ductwork here goes back through kind of a crawl space, so it's a little creepy back there. But that's under the living room, going towards the front of the house. And then back around this side, and this whole basement's really low. It's only about a 6-foot ceiling, so I'm ducking as I'm walking through. Water heater is in good shape, although it's old, but it still works. Everything seems to be working fine. It's an old gas water heater. And then this is kind of another nice bonus, is that washer and dryer were left behind, and they're both working. They seem to be in fine working order. Just a little dirty, a lot of stuff kind of stacked up on top of them. And a lot of this stuff was just things that were left behind by the previous owner when they moved out. They just, left whatever they didn't want or whatever they couldn't carry at the time. So some useful stuff. I got this, found this old Craftsman, like 19-volt cordless saw, and then there's a few saws, other hand saws here, and these old giant scissors. Look at those. Those are like about 14 inches long. Just some random stuff laying around that's kind of nice to have. But it was really cool to kind of find a house that had all of its utilities, or appliances rather, that were in place and in pretty good working order. And this humidifier I don't have plugged in right now, but when it was plugged in over the summer months and the rainy summer months when I began looking at this property, it was pulling in water, and then it had a drain line going down to this spot here, and it was just sucking all this dampness out of the basement. So yeah, that's it. That's the tour. That's how it is. That's how things look today, and still a lot of work to do, but it's not a tremendous amount of work. Really just looking forward to getting into the kitchen and redoing this and making it as nice as we can, with as minimal cost as possible. So yeah, that's the tour. If you have any questions, or if you find this interesting or useful, let me know. Until next time, hopefully the next thing I'm going to be working on upstairs is that little the little closet that I'm going to add to that bedroom. And then yeah, I mean, big projects are the kitchen and bathroom, obviously, and then redoing these floors in here. So I guess that's it for this one, and hopefully I'll have another one out soon. See ya.